Welcome back. In our last session, you wrote and ran your very first Java program, which is a massive step, so congratulations on that. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that code. We're going to go line by line so you actually understand what you're writing, not just copying. Let's dive right in.
Hey, look familiar? It should. This is the Hello World program that you successfully built. Now, I know it might look a little weird with all these special words and brackets, but I promise, by the end of this, every single part of this is going to make complete sense. Let's start right at the top.
Okay, first things first. The very first word you see in just about any Java program is class. You could think of this as the foundation, the big box that's going to hold everything else we write. So what exactly does that mean?
So what is a class? Well, the easiest way to picture it is as a container or a blueprint. Literally every piece of code in your Java program, every instruction, every command, has to live inside one of these class containers. In our code, we just decided to name our container Hello.
Okay, now listen up, because this is a really important rule that gets almost every beginner at least once. The name you give your file has to match the name of your class perfectly. And I mean perfectly, capital letters and all. So, since our class is named Hello with a capital H, our file has to be saved as hello.java. If you remember this one rule, you're going to save yourself so much frustration down the road.
Next up, let's talk about these little symbols, the curly braces. You see one right after class hello, and then you see another one at the very end. They might look small, but they are incredibly important for giving our code structure. You know, a great way to think about these is like opening and closing a book. The first opening brace bracket is like opening the cover. It says, okay, this is where the code for the hello class begins. And that final closing brace bracket is like shutting the book. It says, and that's a wrap. Everything for this class is done. You're going to see these braces all over the place in Java, always used to group code together.
All right, deep breaths. Let's tackle what is probably the most intimidating looking line in this entire program. This thing is the engine of our code, and we're going to break it down piece by piece so it's not scary at all.
Public static void main string of args. Yeah, that's a whole lot of words, isn't it? It looks super complicated, but for right now, I want you to just think of this whole line as one single magic spell that tells Java, hey, right here, this is where the program starts. Now let's just quickly peek at what each word means.
Okay, let's just quickly break this down. Main, that's the most important part. It's the official starting line for the race. Public just means that the Java system is allowed to access it from the outside. We'll get to what static and void mean way later on. For now, the big takeaway is this. This entire line, written exactly like this, is the non-negotiable front door to your program. Every program needs one.
So we've built our container, and we've defined the starting point. Now we finally get to the line of code that actually does something. This is the instruction, the one command we're giving the computer. System.out.println. This is Java's specific command for, hey, print something to the screen for me. Whatever you put inside those parentheses in quotation marks is what will show up in the output. And see that little LN at the end of print? That just stands for line. It tells the computer to print the text and then move the cursor down to a new line so it's ready for whatever comes next. Pretty straightforward, right?
Okay, so we've looked at all the individual parts, the class, the main method, and that print command. Now, let's tie it all together with a super simple analogy that's going to make this whole structure just click.
Here it is. I want you to think of your class hello as the entire school building. It holds everything. Now the main method, that's like the morning assembly. It's the one place where everything officially kicks off for the day. So what's System.out.println? That's the principal stepping up to the microphone to make an announcement. See how it all fits? The announcement can only happen during the assembly, and the assembly has to happen inside the school building.
And I really want you to take a second and think about that. If that school analogy makes sense, if you can see how all these pieces fit together, then you are absolutely 100% learning Java the right way. You're not just memorizing keywords, you're actually understanding the structure, and that is a huge win. So let's recap real quick. Every Java program lives inside a class. It starts in the main method, and from there, it follows your commands. Now that you've got the structure down, you're ready for the really fun stuff. Next time, we're going to dive into variables, and that's where you'll start to unlock the true power of programming.